Right, I've got a stub out for the shower head. So I've got my shower valve here, nice and neat. That was my last connection. I'm done with water. All right, so I turned my water on, just kind of on a leak check, and found out both my fittings here, they go onto the valve, shower valve. Both of these are leaking right here around these threads. So, luckily I can get to this. I can turn these, with PEX, this will turn. So the PEX won't be a problem. I don't have to remove any of this. I can just reach in here with a wrench and try to tighten it while this is mounted to the board. It shouldn't be too difficult. Might be able to get some better leverage on it this way and actually tighten it up where it needs to be. And I'll go ahead and tighten up all four of these. I'll just take this cover off. I can get to all four of these with a wrench. That's why you always do a leak check before you start putting stuff together. Alright, so I took the cover off, tightened all four fittings, and this one here is still leaking. So when you have the brass fittings, the fittings themselves, the fitting and the thread, the male and female threads won't seal. You have to have, thread tape or some type of sealant. It could be I don't have enough thread tape on there. Could be this isn't tight enough or it's too tight. So I'm going to remove all of these, and I'm going to use this pipe sealant, and then I will reassemble, and that should do the trick. Alright, so it looks like my tape was down in the base of the threads, which looks like where it needs to be to get a good seal, but was not working too well. So let's try the pipe dub. We'll clean all of this thread tape off. It needs to be completely clean. Okay, so I've got the new pipe sealant on there, and gonna let that sit for just a little bit. They say you can put pressure on it immediately, but just because I've already dealt with leaks, I'm just gonna let it sit overnight, and I'll pressure test it in the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all my other fittings, and then we'll see you in the morning. All right, so we're going through all of my fittings, all 8 fittings on both shower valves. Replaced the Teflon tape with the pipe thread sealant, and everything seems to be holding. No trips. Also this one over here. It's all good. So the next step, I need to put the blocking back in here behind this valve.
2,000 years later.
Hey, look at this. So I'm just kind of doing a test fit here to see where this vanity is going to sit. And so you can see I had a line down there of kind of my goal of where I wanted the edge of the vanity to be. But I've got this cold water line that's over close to the edge here. It's kind of hard to see in the picture, but it's maybe about an inch between the water line and the inside of this cabinet. So with my valve on there, I would need some space so I could turn the valve. But what I'm thinking about doing is actually putting an elbow here, turning this sideways and putting my valve on this side like so. And that way I can slide my cabinet almost all the way over to the edge of my water line and gain an extra inch. Move this an inch towards my my little line down there on the floor. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'll put an elbow there. And since the back of this cabinet is completely open, I can go ahead and put my valves on. So let's do that next. Alright, so I'm ready to put my valves on. Again, these are PEX valves, just like all the other PEX fittings I put on. So I've got my water turned off over here. And so I'm just gonna cut this off with my PEX cutter here. And then I'll use my crimpers to crimp this on. Don't forget your little trim that goes on there. So I got a chrome one there that's exposed. The ones that go into the sink, I got these white ones. These are literally like, 30 cents a piece. They're pretty cheap. So I'll put those on there. So let's get that done now. Ready to put the cover over my valve here, and as you see, the hole in the wall here is pretty big. That's just so that anytime I can remove the 3 connections here and remove the entire valve if I need to, and I can also just get to the stops here to service the valve if I need to replace the inner parts here. So now we're going to put this on. And there's a rubber ring on the inside here that seals here, and the other seal will be around here, and we'll do that with silicone. This is just a plain metal edge here. So when that goes on, we'll silicone around the entire trim. So I want to show you the way I use to do a silicone in this joint. If I just put this on and I silicone around, the silicone is going to smear and get on this matte black finish, and it's not going to be very clean looking. So I'll show you a trick to do that and keep it clean. Okay, so what I do is I put painter's tape on here, about 1/8 of an inch from the edge, about like that. And just go all the way around, and then that's all you got to do. Then when you put this on and put on your clear silicone and you peel the tape off, you have a nice clean edge there and no smears onto this matte black finish. So just go all the way around like that, and then it's ready to install. To replace my plastic fitting here, my test fitting, with the shower head. So I'm just going to use my channel locks to remove the plastic test fitting. I've got my new shower head fitting here with some thread tape on it, and then I'll go on the wall just like that. Don't forget the trim ring, and then the shower head. That's ready to go. So I'm going to be using this strap wrench. And I like to use a rubber tire tube, bicycle tire tube, and put over the strap. That way it'll grip on to to this smaller shower fitting here because this can be really slick. And I find that the rubber hose on the strap wrench will really grip onto it and turn it without messing up the finish. So let's get her done. Okay, actually it was it's nice and snug and I put that on, so I did not even need to use the strap wrench. I just did another one of these in another bathroom, and I did have to use the strap wrench because when it got nice and snug it was still pointing up. So I had to put quite a bit of force on her to get her to turn around the right direction. Okay, so that does it for the shower head. And I probably will put some caulk around here just to hold this in place. I shouldn't have any water getting up here, but I'll put some clear silicone around it just to hold it in place. Because these things like to slide off and it doesn't look good. Alright, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions on anything you saw here or any suggestions on what could be done different, just drop a comment down below. Also in the summary you'll see links to all the videos in this series. At the very end of the video there'll be a playlist. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. See ya!